So this is me documenting my little mental health journey, and it's crazy because when I started this, I didn't even realize I was starting on Men's Mental Health Month. So that's crazy work. Like the universe just be universing sometimes. But this is just a quick disclaimer before I hop into my first stretch. Um, During this, I will do my damnedest not to name drop people, but in that same sense, if y'all know me personally, y'all know who I'm talking about. Um, don't go after them or messaging them or none of that shit. I'm not going to badmouth anybody. This is not me saying somebody did me wrong. This is not me saying, oh, I've been so mistreated my whole life. Um, None of that. So this is literally just me airing out how I feel. Just me airing out how I feel about certain situations that's happened to me over the span of my life. Because at the age of 28, I'm finally sitting here saying, Kevin, you're not okay. And therapy is expensive. So here's this. On this channel, you will see poems, me just talking like this, like quick little story times or whatever you want to call it, because I don't know if this is really a story time. Um, and all this stuff is just me documenting or trying to express and get out all this bad, negative, depressive, depressing energy. um, yeah, so that's just quick disclaimer. So don't be an ass just because I'm up here talking. If y'all can try and figure out, or y'all do y'all little weird shit, y'all figure out, oh, he talking about her or him or whatever. Leave them the fuck out of this. Like, if I wanted to be in this, I'll say they fucking name. So, this first segment probably won't be that long. This is gonna be a little bit about my upbringing and how I feel like my upbringing, I'm not gonna say it was wrong, but things that I've noticed as time went on, especially as I got into my older years, affected me because of this is just how I was raised. Um, so yeah, this is what we about to dive into. So for those of y'all who don't know, I was raised prototypical single household. Well, it really wasn't a single household because it was my mom and my grandmother there. But those are the predominant people who raised me. My mother was essentially the breadwinner. She went to worked two, three jobs at one time. Sometimes it was did. Sometimes she'd leave before I woke up, and I wouldn't see her till the next day type shit. So, um, got money on. And my great grandmother, let God rest her soul, um, she was the mom or the stay at home parent, if you will. You know what I'm saying? She made sure the house was clean, dishes always was washed, food was on the table. She made sure our clothes was clean. Made sure we bathed, all that good shit. Um, and that was that. So yeah, but one of the things my mother instilled in me from like a very young age. Well, first off, before we even get there, one of the things that was like bestowed upon me, in a way, was just being the man in the house, and that's only because I was the only man in the house or male in the house, because obviously niggas not grown. But so I feel like that came with a lot of weight, regardless if I put it on myself or they put it on me. Because obviously, when somebody refers to you as the man of the house, it's like, okay, cool, you're in charge of so much shit. You're in charge of, first and foremost, protecting those within said household. Like, okay, cool, if I'm the man of the house, somebody come kicking down this motherfucking door, like, yo, you gotta go through me first, big dog. Thank God that never came to push, came to shove. And obviously, if a situation where it's ever come like that, I don't think my mother would be like, Kevin, go figure it out. You're 5 years old. Go downstairs and figure out who the fuck is in the house. I don't think it ever would have came to that. But again, I'm not saying they bestowed it upon me, but like once you get to a certain age, it's just how you start feeling. You're like, yo, if I'm supposed to be the man in the house, I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. Um, and even once my mother became a foster parent, because my mother also became a foster parent for a very long stretch. Even once she became a foster parent, still more often than not, we took in girls and not really too many dudes. And I don't think it was intentional. It's not like she wasn't trying to step on my toes. There was dudes that came along here and there, and they even had like decent stretches in the house. Um, but predominantly, my mother dealt with women or girls. Um, so literally, I was a man in the house. Even if a dude did come in, like regardless of who it was, again, I'm not no name dropping nobody here. So it was a few off the top of my head too that was like either my age or older. Dudes came to the house. Even about time they got there, it was well established. Like, this is my shit. Like, no, dog. I don't care how old you are. I don't care none of that rah rah you speaking. Like, this is my shit. I've been running this shit for a long time now. Take heed. Like, and they never got no. Okay, one of them never got rah rah because he was already older than me. He was mature. He was just ready to get up out of the system, do his own one too. One of them was low, like a year or two younger than me, so we bumped heads here and there because whatever. But nevertheless, yeah, no. So it was like from a very young age. Like, I'm not sure how y'all households work on New Year's Eve, but New Year's Eve, my grandmother was super superstitious. For her to be like such a um Christian woman, like I feel like she was very superstitious, which was I personally don't think goes hand in hand, but whatever. But like it was those things where it's like, okay, cool. New Year's Eve come, first person to the house is the man of the house. So every New Year's Eve, I'm the first one to the house. Boom. Period. Point blank. Don't matter. Like I said, that's from the age of as long as I can remember. That's not even like 4 or 5. As long as I can walk, I was the first one through the door. Boom. Excuse me. Things of that nature. And being part of the man in the house, obviously, America, unfortunately, has a certain image of a man, especially back then, where it's like, all right, cool, late 1990s. Like I'm a late 1990s birth, being born, by the way, like 97. So it's not like I was a 92 or nothing like that. So I don't remember none of the 90s, FYI. But still, late 90s, early 2000s, all that other shit. Like the definition of a man looked at a certain way. And he was very much like emotionless, so to speak. Like I feel like a lot of the men of the household, like talking to people my age, shit like that, even their father was there, like he wasn't emotionally available. Um, so my mother kind of raised me as Sue. Like when I tell you, hypothetically speaking, now this situation has never happened, so don't be tripping. But let's say I got suspended from school for fighting or being disrespectful to a teacher or wherever I got suspended from school from. So go home. I get suspended from school from that, whatever. So I'm getting disciplined, whooped for getting suspended from school. Bow, bow, bow. And I start crying. The whooping from school stops. Whatever I initially was getting whooped for, that whooping has officially ended, and a whole new whooping has started from me crying. It's like, niggas, those tears? Like, oh, your bitch ass is crying? Whole new whooping. So with that being said, obviously I built up a mental barrier for myself because I'm like, damn, crying gets me fucked up. So guess what? Kevin don't cry no more. And obviously over the years, like Kevin doesn't cry no more. And even still to this day, very, 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 very few times have I cried. Um, and I don't think it's to the point where at first I just was like, okay, well maybe nothing really sad has happened to me to the point where I needed to cry. But then I think it really hit me when my grandmother did pass away in 2017, and I realized like I did not cry. Like even when I felt it coming, like I vividly remember because I was the one who found my grandmother. So first I was just shook, like okay, boom, like that state of shock or whatever, boom. But then like when you get to the point, once it got to the point where like realization set in, the coroner's office came, they bagging her up, they boom, like they saying yeah, if we had to guess, time of death was around this time, whatever, 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 whatever. Like so once all that shit started happening, like it's really started setting in. It's like okay, cool, like she's gone, Kev. Like and I remember I was outside. At first I was just outside pacing back and forth. I think talking to um my kid's first mom, I believe, actually is who I called. Um, so I'm pacing back and forth and talking to her. I'm like, yo, this just happened, da 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 da, like da 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 da, whoop whoop whoop. And I'll get more in depth into that day specifically later in a different time frame. This is just me referring to the crying bit. So I get off the phone with her, and then my mom, grabs me, like brings me in. She's like, yo, you okay? So I'm tripping. I'm cool. Then I finally say like, yo, like I just didn't get to say goodbye, and then um hold on. It's the first episode, Kev. Chill. Um, I was like, I know I just didn't get to say goodbye to her. Like she's always been there for me, and I'm still fucking crying. And stop it. See, even now I'm fucking battling it. It's not because I don't want y'all to see it. It's not because like, oh, I'm too tough to cry on camera. It's like it's a natural reflex for when I feel it coming. Like, bro, everything stops. I think I'm okay now. Anyways, so it's like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and then again, once we revisit this, and that's gonna be a horrible day. If I can't even say this part out, oof, can't wait for that day. Anyways, so it's like, okay, cool. Um, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and just like how I just like did that little shit where it was like, okay, cool, like I feel the tears coming. I did the same shit, like I felt it coming, and then I didn't stop myself. I think my mother started crying, and then that's when I realized, oh shit, Kevin, you're the man in the house. Like, no, you gotta make sure mom is good. You gotta make sure Dawn's good. You gotta make sure all your people is good. Like, fuck all the bullshit. So then, like, I quickly got my shit together and like immediately went to make sure everybody else was straight. Um, and like that's just how that cookie crumbled. So that was an example. Back to kid shit. But anyway, so I was raised like not to cry. Like I was raised like legit. My mother, growing up, my mother gave me one like crying pass. It was I started playing football, and then I started playing football, and like my father, as I told you, I really wasn't there for real. It is what it is. At this point, I don't have no real beef against him. It's not like I hate him or nothing crazy like that. I feel like at this point, I've openly accepted he was the best father he knew how to be. Um, and like that's that. He didn't have. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but he didn't have an example as a dad. His dad wasn't there at all, so he was a thousand times better dad than what his dad was. Um, just from the few times he was there. Um, not again, not saying oh that means you get dad of the year or nothing like that, because it's not the case. Excuse me, but me knowing like once I got older and I could really like look at it from a not a hurt ass kid perspective, but look at it from a real perspective. Like, okay, cool. Like he didn't have an example, and he did the best he could with no tutelage, no mentors, no nothing. He just was getting out the mud, and he was ripping and running. And again, I'll dive into that. Like me and my father's not per se a relationship, but like upbringing with my father more in detail, probably another episode. Um, but it was like once I started playing football, he started coming around more frequently. Why? Because he's a football junkie. Literally, I'm not sure how many of y'all gonna watch this at actually stays in the Cleveland area, but like South High School that shut down now, like I'm not sure if he had it till like they shut it down, but for the longest time, he was like the leading rusher in Shaw High School. Like he held the like rushing record type shit. Like football was his shit. The only reason I don't know why I'm not gonna say the only reason I don't know why the hell he didn't try and go further with football. That's neither here nor there, whatever. But nevertheless, so once I started playing football, he started like coming around more frequently. He started like being there, showing up at the games. He became one of the coaches on the staff. Like he was there. Like okay, cool. Kevin's doing some shit I can get into. Like I'm not saying fuck Kev if he don't play football, but that's what it came off as for me. So with that being said, um, um, it was this one time where he was like this stretch of practice where he was riding my ass hard, and he was overbearing, like for real. Like he was very much overbearing. And again, first and foremost, I'm not used to you being here. Like, bro, I'm used to you calling me saying I'm on the way and never showing up. That's what I'm used to. It is what it is, respectfully. And now all of a sudden, like you on my ass, I gotta do this right, I gotta do that right, da 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 da. You want people on Saturdays and taking more practice, like bro, you're it's overbearing. And it was a day after practice, I was sitting in the car with my mom's, and like I was venting to her, and then like again, she saw it in my face. She saw me started to like kind of well up, and the tears started to form. Then finally, like she said, "Go ahead, you can cry." And I still don't think I only let but maybe one or two tears fall. But like that's literally the only time growing up in my childhood my mother has let me cry. That's not the only time where I didn't get in trouble for crying per se, but that's the only time where she openly said, "Go ahead, cry." Um, so from that being moving forward, like in my head, it was like, okay, men don't cry. Men, men move a certain way. Men do this, men do that, and like, but not one of the biggest no-nos was men don't cry. Because whenever I started crying, that's the first thing that came from her mouth. Oh, men don't cry. What you doing? Bow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's what it is. Since she has apologized, she has said, "Damn, Kev, like I understand now as life is went on, I've, grown it myself that wasn't right. I shouldn't have did that. Like that set you back, like mentally at least, or emotionally at least. That sets you back. Like you telling a kid not to cry, like they're a fucking kid. Like, what do you mean? So she has since apologized for it. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, my mother still is walking around with this mentality today. But she still has a very low tolerance for crying, especially out of boys. But she's working on it. So whatever. So yeah. So that's just. I'm gonna wrap that one right here, actually, because that's just quick little intro, not nothing too in depth. We don't need no 30-minute video. So I appreciate y'all for joining. Again, I'm gonna do my damnedest to upload weekly. The goal is to record on Monday, edit throughout the week, have it posted by Saturday at the latest. And it shouldn't be a lot of editing, like as y'all saying. Like I'm for the most part gonna raw cut this joint, like whatever the like, yo, I'm not gonna cut out nothing where I started to well up. I had to step away. I'm not gonna cut none of that out. Like, I need, I need to see the real footage. Like, it's not even for y'all. I don't give a hell who watches this shit. Um, but I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. For the ones who did tune in, and again, I hope me sharing my stories can in turn help somebody else. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't care if you're a girl. I don't care if you're gay, bi, straight. I don't give a fuck. If me sharing my story is helping y'all open up or just accept whatever the hell may or may not have happened to y'all, then by all means, tune in. And yeah, bro, let's share the love, dog. Like, like, um, next episode, I'll probably dive. I'll still be in my childhood, but I'll probably talk more about like the father aspect of it. So that'll probably be the next episode. So, yeah, yeah. Then we'll move forward from there. Keep it pushing. Rah 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 rah. Bow bow bow. It's on, y'all.